What it do? How you feeling today, man? Y'all are retarded.
Oh, you gonna introduce me?
Hey, did something to him? They return of the Mac. The Mac is back. What it do? Wait. Hold on. What are we doing? We got a guest.
We got a special guest.
Who's the guest?
The All-Father of Rap.
Who is the All-Father?
Daddy Fats.
Welcome to the channel, baby.
What's going on?
What's going on?
Dude, I love it.
Yeah,
dude.
Y'all got me hype already.
Hey, that's how we gotta get it, man. How you feeling today? You looking good. I see that fade, though.
You know what I'm saying? I do.
I ain't dripping.
To perfection. So what do you have in store for us today, man? What is this?
Oh man, today it's a little bit different.
Okay.
Obviously I'm doing the anime raps week in and week out, but
Right.
I hit this milestone, and I wanted to do an original song. People have been asking me to do an original song forever now. So really the topic that I had on my mind was just things that have accumulated over the past couple of years. I haven't done a track like this in a couple of years. So it's just really me airing it out, how I feel in a general sense, not too pointed, you know what I mean? But the people who are doing it, they'll know who they are. But in more of in a general sense, and at the same time trying to keep it fun. So you'll see. I'm hopefully you enjoy this one. I think it's definitely different from what you've heard from me though.
Okay.
All right.
Is this gonna be like I think we had said it in Joe Taro drip rap. It was the first time where it felt like you were shining through with the rap. It didn't feel like you were just a character. It was more drippy. Yeah. It felt so. Is that what we should expect from this?
Yeah, this is me 100%. A lot of people they see my internet persona, and it's real easy to assume that like everything is always great and happy and all that stuff. But there are some things that happen behind the scenes, and just and the way that I look at it is I came from a different era. Yeah, I came from a hip hop era, and I think a lot of the some of the newer nerd, if I could speak, my God, nerd artists, my God, or something like that didn't really necessarily have that culture that we have. That when you talk out and you say something about somebody in public, somebody might respond, but I'm that somebody in this one. That's what this is about.
Yeah, always expect a response. But
Before
we actually get into it, we gotta do our full intro.
Wait. Welcome to Internet City.
Welcome to Internet Culture. Welcome to the What It Do crew. All right, first ever.
If y'all don't know, this is Daddy Fat Snaps, Imposters Among Us. Now, this is not really an Among Us rap. It just fits the theme. Like he said, he coming at those imposters who are among us in the community. So let's get it. You ready? We ready. Click and play right now. Let's go.
I'm ready for this, man.
Hold on. What are these? Sometimes you just have to get some things off your chest. To the people that love me, I love you. And to the people that hate on me,
we love you.
He love you too.
We love you. The boys over in Internet City, we fuck with you.
If you ain't ever know that,
you already know that. We family. What you eating for dinner?
All right, y'all. This is 300K special.
Let's get it.
Oh, I heard a sample of the beat.
All right. You know what? On that note, I think we're gonna call it, y'all. I think this beat is right where it needs to be. It's right where it needs to be.
I see what we're doing here.
Hold on, not to stop it earlier, but a lot of people don't know this. Me and you discussed an idea for this video.
Yes.
Is that what's going on here?
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. It's one of the.
Lord.
It's just a little switch up. Yeah. I'm gonna actually go through recording. I got this energy in me. Right? So I want to make sure I do this the right way. Let's just put a fork in it right there. Let's call it. Thank you all so much for staying with me on this beautiful Wednesday. I will see you Friday.
Anticipation is
I can't wait to also see you on Saturday when this drops. Let me know how you feel in the comments when you see it. Much love. Have a good day, y'all. Peace. Little intro.
I like it.
Produced, mixed, and mastered.
Film and edited.
Let's go. Let's freaking.
I'm proud about this 808.
This is about to turn up.
DPS hit me with the text.
Yeah.
Text.
Everybody, they got something to say about my ability. Can he switch
Okay.
it up? Yo, where's the versatility? And 99% of the time, I have humility. Well, this ain't one of those times you motherfuckers killing me. Don't you want to rap? I'm a motherfucking rapper. I ain't doing rock ballads. Ain't the crowd I'm going after. You grew up in a era where it's cool when you're my...
Wait.
You're not doing rock ballads. That's not the crowd I'm going after.
Hold on.
That's not who I'm going for.
We start like this, all right? Okay.
Let's get it. I'm here. I'm here.
That you don't want to know about. I'm a beast,
Okay.
better pipe down on the attitude from the beach, baby. I ain't talking about Malibu. Come to me,
Yo!
makes it you're rocking a parachute, cause it's a long way up and I'm dropping like parachutes.
Parachutes, yo!
Criticism if you show respect, I just try to take your life and make it glisten through the pen. And I get it, you can help us if we're on the internet, but this pen will turn your favorite rapper to a silhouette. What you really think that I ain't with the truest? What? That is my opinion. That opinion's fucking stupid. Had the level up.
No.
Let's go.
This camera quality.
Bro.
Where's this, for the people who don't know,
Bro.
where's this camera quality coming from, first of all?
What you shooting at?
Dude, hold on. I got it right here. Hold on. Let me grab it.
Let's go.
Black
you gonna take
Magic.
that back.
I'm about to pull everything down. Black Magic.
Black
Magic 6K. This thing's a beast. I love it.
I'm buying it now.
Look at this.
But bro, not even just that.
By himself.
Bro. So, first of all, I'm loving what you did. I'm loving the effects. You're already passing the sweat test. You're already passing the sweat test. No cap. So we here. We here.
Y'all can't show the sweat.
Y'all, he already passed the sweat test. So we here. Let's get it. Okay, I like this. I'm a personal fan of Talk Your Shit. I am a personal fan of Talk Your Shit.
I'm all about that life. I'm all about that.
When me and Mike when we lost our first channel, we were on some shit type shit. Like the two creators that caused the channel to go down, we was like, hey yo, fuck you. Like no cap. Unadulterated. When I see you, you know what it is. Like, so I'm all a fan of Talk Your Shit, bro. Let's get it. I'm here.
You from Long Beach, right?
Yeah, I'm from Long Beach.
Long Beach, okay.
From the beach, I ain't talking about Malibu. No.
Yeah.
I'm a real killer.
Baby, I ain't talking about Malibu. Makes it you're rocking a parachute, cause it's a long way up and I drop.
Oh, it paused on me?
I didn't catch that at first. I didn't.
Oh yeah.
You wanna know about? I'm a beast, better pipe down on the attitude from the beach, baby. I ain't talking about Malibu.
Come to my altitude, but you make sure you're rocking a parachute. Jesus Christ!
Yeah.
I ain't catch that.
Altitude, but makes it you're rocking a parachute, cause it's a long way up and I'm dropping like parachutes. I don't mind a little criticism if you show respect. I just try to take a life and make it glisten through the.
You see the drawing?
You can help us if we're on the internet, but this pen will turn your favorite rapper to a silhouette. You write about it, but you really think that I ain't with the truest? What? That is my opinion. That opinion's fucking stupid. Had the level up months ago and thought that I improved it, but you hoes are never satisfied. What I gotta do is really crazy. Maybe I should learn the ukulele. Maybe then you tell your stanky friends that what I do is amazing. Even then you probably tell me that my style isn't changing. Daddy, every rap you put out, it's just sounding really samey. Shut the fuck up. You really trying to say that I'm when the only time you listen to me rap is on the cypher. Only kill shot sniper and I'm aiming at your head. No heart. They ain't even used to aiming at your chest. When the shot's fired, you don't want to be in my DP. Don't play with me. I might snap.
Yeah.
This is what we do. DP might snap. Oh, let's go.
Hey, hold on. Rewind it to the line before that, though. Hold on. Go back. What was that? Dude, I'm surprised. Yeah, I'm surprised people want. I want to see more people snapping at that. Like a sniper, I'm pulling a headshot. No heart. There ain't like. There's no heart. Not even used in aiming at your chest. That's why I'm.
Okay.
You ain't got no heart, so there's no point in me shooting you in the chest.
Let's go. Okay.
Don't say you ain't a bar, bro. Hold on. From my professional standpoint, with my presidential degree in barmanology, right?
Okay.
20 plus years in
20
school.
plus years. You, sir, have received the emperor's degree. The emperor of Armageddon.
a kill shot sniper and I'm aiming at your head. No heart, they ain't even used to aiming at your
Okay, I see the setup.
Question. With the kill shot line and the light flickering over one eye, was that a key to kill shot, the character?
Yeah, that was actually, so I think too is Cable. That's why I put that on.
Yeah.
A dope little effect. Yeah. But the kill shot is also, that's why I say kill shot. That was the previous like diss track that I had done. Obviously, I wasn't at this point in production and this point of writing, but that's the previous one. So I'm doing a nod to it, just like I had Fable at the beginning. That DPS hit me with the text that comes from the original song. So that's all it was. Yeah, it was just, I thought it was a fun little thing, and obviously I'm trying to keep with the nerdcore theme a little bit to soften it around the edges a little bit, but obviously the content of what I'm saying is there.
Yeah, right. That's what we here for.
All right, let's
when the shots fired, you don't want to be in my path. DP, don't play with me. I might snap. Hands up the works, you hate the night lab. Boy, I'm running nerdcore, you ain't with my ass. What about Don't you want to have some relevance? Like double XL? Nah, speaking full sentences. I was eating from the trash till I see straight past you plastic ass act. You ain't never lived that. You ain't never been strapped. You ain't...
He has walked off the set. He has walked off.
Yo, let's go. That's the reaction I wanted.
I want to turn the camera, but I don't want to mess up the setup. Bro. Oh, get your ass back. Man. This ain't double XL. I'm a real rapper.
Talking about.
What are you talking about?
Shit. I want to hear from. They gonna kick us out.
They
gonna come knocking on the door.
Is everything okay? Oh man. Wait, let's go back.
You hate the night lab, boy, I'm running nerdcore, you ain't with my ass. What about real rap? Don't you wanna have some relevance? Like double XL? Nah, speaking full sentences. Hood, I was eating from the trash, so I see straight past you plastic ass act. You ain't never lived that. You ain't never been strapped. You ain't never clapped gas. Your raps, they like facts. If you really think about it, you're a nerdcore too. Only difference about it is no one's heard your tune. You about you popping that shit. Don't you think that I won't check you cause you mobbing my clique? You were all up in the event. You ain't slick, I caught you. You won't even get a vote cause I clip imposters. If you even think I'm talking about you,
Among Us, okay. That's throwing it in.
When you fidget, ball them baby hands, your fists are too infant. You can't even clap back, your limbs are too midget. One last time, so we're clear. You don't want to take the path you took to get here. If you pop that lip, I will rock your shit. Stop playing with the fire, you are not that lit. On Monday, you can get it. On Tuesday, you can get it. On Wednesday, you can get it. What about Thursday? You can get it. On Friday, you can get it. On Saturday, you can get it. Sunday, you can get it. Every single day, you can get it.
Hey, you can get it.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Let's go.
Stream that.
Let's go.
You know what? We're gonna talk to y'all. Stream that.
We talking to y'all
right now.
We're talking to y'all directly.
Stream that.
I don't care if you don't like rap normally. Look. Let me break this down to you. I genuinely don't give a fuck right now. If you are What It Do crew,
Right.
if you are What It Do crew, you could be a samurai, whatever, but when you are on this channel, you are What It Do. Since you are What It Do,
Right.
and it's 100,000 of us plus strong,
Right.
stream the song. That is from the commander and generals of the crew.
1 time, 2 times, hell, 10 times.
10 times.
It's fine.
Man, hold up. That's going in the list.
Now, if y'all didn't know, we're not just here to react to a song. We're here
To do an interview.
To interview. You get a little more insight into not only this song, but his career. It's all of that.
Who is Daddy Fat Snap?
Who is Daddy Fat Snap?
But before we do that, I gotta go get a paper towel because the sweat not stopping. So give me a second. God dog, you just gotta hold that right there.
Hold on, man. Hold on. I just want to hear the end one more time. Hold on. I just gotta
relevant like double XL. Nah, speaking full sentences. I know real hood. I was eating from the trash, so I see straight past you plastic ass act. You ain't never lived that. You ain't never been strapped. You ain't never clapped gas. Your raps, they like facts. If you really think about it, you're a nerdcore too. Only difference about it is no one's heard your tune.
That's one of those moments We're like,
Yo,
Goodness
and obviously
gracious.
that's so that no one's heard your tunes. Besides that, because people always talk it, I'm saying real rappers always try to downplay nerdcore, right?
Nerdcore,
So no one's
yeah.
obviously. It seems obvious, right? I just for the people who don't get it, it's no one's heard your tunes, no one's heard your music, but you're a nerdcore. You a goofy motherfucker, right? So nobody's heard your tunes. You're talking about you're a nerdcore too, and we rap
Looney
about
Tunes.
comic book characters and anime. No one's heard your tunes. No one's heard what you're like cartoons, obviously. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got you.
Exactly. Some people won't get it, but that's what it is. That's all it is.
Hey man, we here. We are here. We are connoisseurs of the Curtinotomy.
So Mr. Jones, what is your first question for this interview?
All right. So the first one you've already answered when we got into it, and it was what's the meaning behind this? And you basically said it was for you to let some stuff out. Do you want to go a little bit deeper in that, or are you good on that?
Yeah, real quick. Really, it's just I've noticed the big, and you guys are experiencing this too, from what I've heard. But the bigger you get, obviously, the more attention you get, but also the more criticism, the more opinions people have about you. And I didn't really necessarily understand that concept until I got to like around 300K. Right, that's when I started seeing people, even like among my community. That's why it's saying imposter among us, our community, who just have something to say. And it's not necessary. I don't even know if it's necessarily a jab, because obviously everybody's entitled to their opinion, right? But it's one of those things where if that's the case, then don't do it publicly. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, don't have that conversation publicly on a public forum with your people, because it's just not cool, right? I would never like say I don't like Homeboy's music because of this to my 300,000 people, because then it automatically, for the people that are diehard for you, it automatically puts a thought in your head. You know what I mean? It's like it automatically inceptions you a little bit to like, well, maybe he ain't that good. Maybe
it's
not.
like throwing salt in water.
Even though you might have liked them before.
Yeah,
exactly. And you have a lot of, like our fans. We have some really diehard fans that are impressionable. Yeah. And it's one of those things where, like, again, you say something, and that's exactly why I didn't name names in this, was because I know, like, I could say something, and there'd be some people who would look differently at other people, and I don't want that, right?
Yeah.
This is more. It's a public way to state what certain people already kind of know that they do, and that's all I wanted to do here. I wanted to get it off my chest, say what I had to say, and let's start fresh. Let's turn a new page.
Yeah, and I think that also boils down to, in the realm of speaking your opinion, it also boils down to constructive criticism.
Yeah,
you can approach someone and discuss or talk about them or the way they do things, but it's the manner in which you speak about them that really defines how it could be taken or what you're actually saying.
Yeah, exactly.
So, like, for example, me and Mike will check out another reaction channel. Like, there's this chick. I can never remember her name, but the background of all her videos are like super blown out. They're like super blown out, but she's huge. She's huge, and it boils down to, like, okay, we wouldn't do it that way, but it's working for her. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? So that's one way you can approach the conversation. But when you're like, from what it sounds like, just negative towards a person, that's completely different. You know what I'm saying? So I completely get the standpoint on that one.
So, a little background on you as an artist, as a person. Where did this start for you, like music wise? Where did this start, and how did it get to nerdcore?
Well, actually, low key, my family has always been. I actually didn't like music for the longest time. Strange thing for me to say now, of course, but my whole family were music. I can't speak, man. Musician heads. My mom was in a band where she sang, and she was trying to make it. My father was a singer, and he actually has royalty credits for quite a few popular songs that are out there. And he was a budding artist. Like I could pull up videos of him, on BET with his crew. But so he was a budding artist. My aunt was signed by Dr. Dre. Like, music has been around me my entire life, essentially. But because I had been around it for so much, it never really took off for me. I spent so much time in the studio. I was like, oh God, music. And then I got that bug in my ear, and really it started with me I was playing Destiny. I wanted to be like a YouTuber, but I didn't really know what I wanted to do with it. But I started playing Destiny, that game, and we were joking around in some chat. We were just like rapping and freestyling and all that stuff. And somebody was like, "Yeah, that's kind of good." He's like, "You know, what'd be cool is if you did something like this and you made a rap about it and you put it up." And I'm like, "Yeah, you know, whatever. I'll do it. It sounds fun." Obviously, very, very novice in skills. It sounds trash. You know, easy, nicest way to put it. It sounds trash. But that kind of got me started. And then, you know, I was uploading like once every, 2-3 months and just randomly putting stuff out. And it was about 3 years ago when I was like, you know what, I want to dive into this and see where it can go. Cause I was getting traction obviously by today's standards at all, but I was getting traction and I was like, maybe I could turn this into something. So started doing that. I started following other nerdcore artists, working with them, collaborating with them, and things just kept going up. And recently, I would say probably about 2 years ago, I started trying to produce. That's my the first song I produced ever was 2 years ago. So it's one of those things where I'm really happy with the progress that we've made to like a day like now. But I started producing and then I really started getting into it. And then I found anime and the rest is kind of history, man. I just wanted to keep going. And then it got to the point where I could quit my job. And then once I quit my job, that's when things really changed for me. That's where I feel like the huge jump in what I was doing before then and what I was doing after was immediately apparent. The first song that I did after I quit was like Dio. And that was just, people were not expecting that from me. And I'll admit, I got a little stale because I was working 16 hours a day and then trying to do this on the side. It was just a passion thing for me. Then it became,
we feel you on that completely.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, really, that's a long-winded way of giving you my backstory, but that's, that's how I am. That's where I am today. That's where I came from.
So with you making songs over so many different anime shows, how do you find time to watch and stay productive?
I don't sleep.
Oh, bro, I'm gonna let you go, but I want to actually talk on this real quick. Because I think you texted me like 2:30 last night.
Yep.
and I was like half asleep. I was like, bro, I'm 100% sure. I'm like 97% sure, bro, you don't sleep. And he was like, I don't. There's too much work. And I want you to go into that about finding the time and how don't you sleep, bro?
Dude, to be honest with you, the way that I've always looked at it, I mean, obviously we chatted and I know about, a little bit about your back history and why you guys are so motivated. And it shows. That's why people gravitate towards you because you just have a sense of work ethic that people don't get. People don't have. People want things to come to them. They don't want to make it happen for them. Right. So for me, I could say that I'm tired, that I'm this. I have my son. I have a wife. I have a family. I want to spend time with my wife. I want to spend time with my son. And it's just too much and put out crappy products. Or I could do all that and do what's necessary, which, unfortunately, in my case, it's not sleep. And I'm like, this pain ain't forever. If I set myself up in a really good way, then I could grind, for this time period and then make something of myself. And then I don't ever have to work again. You know what I'm saying? It's like, that's my thought process. So it's never really hard because I'm in bed. I'm watching tutorials. I'm at my desk. I'm watching tutorials. I'm making music. I'm producing. There's always something that is related to, unless I'm spending time with my wife or kid, there's always something that I'm doing that relates to me being better at what I do.
So you're always improving. You're damn near Broly. You're damn near Broly.
I think it's just
damn near Broly.
Every week I just want to come and be like, I want to, because there's people that have been with me for a while, right? And that's my hook is I want to give you something every week that's a little different, that's a little bit, but also, even though it's different, a little bit better. So you can't really necessarily compare apples to oranges, but that's a really good fruit. I don't know what
like I like this juice, but this one tastes a little bit better.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. It's like the last one was really good. I enjoyed that, but we're gonna try this one, and that's also a way that I'm not stagnant on the channel. I feel like people fall into this pocket and they do that and they do that and they do that and do that, and I think that's where in the long run you lose people, because it's one of those things where they know what to expect what you're doing every week. right?
Yeah.
I never. That's why I threw Wheeze in there. That's why I did like that kind of like. I never want you to know what kind of song I'm making.
Hardest song ever. We
Square
swear hardest song
up.
ever. Put your hands up. I almost choked you again.
Calm down. But back to the original. How do you find so much? How do you find time to watch the actual anime?
I make it, man. That's literally it. I make it. I don't sleep. Like if there's something that I got to do, my schedule. Let me tell you my schedule. I get up. My son normally wakes me up at like 7:30, 8 at the latest, right? I get up. I watch him for a few hours. I work from 10 a.m. to 3 or 4, and I spend time with my family till like 9 or so, and then I'm up from like 9 p.m. to about 4 a.m. and then I start it again. So normally, most nights, I'm running 2.5, 3 hours of sleep. It's because, again, I know I have this track coming up, and I know that in order for me to like be able to research and watch the anime or whatever, I got to stay up. You know, I drink a lot of yerba. People on my channel, they know yerba is the cure to make it keeping me up, and that thing it works. I have to make it. I just make the time. That's the only way I can stay up.
And so, I remember you had tweeted like I want to say it was like 2 weeks ago. Yeah, it was 2 weeks ago. You were talking about when you were watching Mob, right? That was your first watch through of Mob before writing the song, right?
Yep.
Okay, we still haven't checked that out. We're checking that out after we get off with you, but I have to check it out because like I told you, Mob is one of my favorite animes. I love it because it's such a mix of like action and feel good. And like you want Mob to be alright, you know what I'm saying? Like you want Mob to be good. So it transitions into my next question. If you had to pick a favorite, I know that'll be hard, but could you give in a non-specific order a top 5 anime and also a top 5 like superheroes? Because you know they want to know you. So I had to hit you with a hard one, bro.
Oh, I'm about to make some people mad.
Hey,
comment.
Bro, I said Sword Art Online sucks one time, and they I ain't lived it down since.
That's the thing is regardless, you're gonna be like, oh, you're a simp. You don't even know real anime yet. Hey, but that's okay. That's all right. It's personal preference. Personal preference.
Right, it's opinion.
The one that I have to say that always stuck with me. I don't care how good it is or whatever, but something that I could watch all the time. And the one that really got me into anime in the first place was Afro Samurai.
Afro Samurai.
Dude, Afro Samurai will always have a special place in my heart. I can't move it out. I love that the show, the movies. I watched all of it. And again, it's not the most coherent. Doesn't have the best story, but there's something just about a raw like story like that where it's just like, dude, I'm just trying to be the best. I'm just trying to get that #1 headband. Or it doesn't need no backstory. You know what I'm saying? Like it is what it is.
Yeah.
So I love Afro Samurai. I'd have to say, I'm going strictly from an emotional aspect, like the ones that move me the most. You know what I'm saying? To make me like, but Assassination Classroom has to be my number 2.
Bro, I couldn't finish it.
Heard of that one.
I couldn't finish it.
You couldn't finish it?
Bro, because I could not watch Koro Koro Sensei die. I couldn't.
Yo, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's so good. It makes you feel so good. And this story of like, and that's what it is I knew Koro Sensei died going into it. Sorry for any spoilers, anybody listening to this. I knew that he going into it, but it didn't matter. I wanted to figure out the journey. I wanted to see what happened. How did we get there? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just because it was written and delivered so well. So you get me hyped. You can't talk about Koro, man.
Bro, and it genuinely, it was one of the shows where you expected more, right? And it didn't bring you to that more, but on everything it delivered really well.
Yeah.
And like the more I went through the show, the more I got emotionally attached to the characters, bro. And I was like, bro, I ain't gonna be a bitch. I'm not gonna finish this. Like, I ain't gonna be at the end of the series about to cry because this nigga dead. Like, I ain't doing it. I'm not doing it.
So that's number 2. Number 2.
Yeah.
Number 3, I'd have to say, I'm probably gonna get some hate for this. I love My Hero Academia, man. I just love that.
Just made it to season 4.
I love My Hero. I'm sorry, like forever, when anybody who calls me a simp, whatever. I love My Hero.
Favorite character?
Favorite character? I don't know. I have a special. I know it's easy, corny, it's low hanging fruit. I got a thing for All Might, dude. I don't know. Every time homie, he just yeah, he goes different. But I'll be honest with you, I always also really liked All for One. I loved him as a villain. I had a lot of and Shigaraki too. But I think obviously season 4 they're gonna get more into his character. But from what I know of what's coming, like I can already see like, yo, this is gonna be my dude. Villains.
Bro, did you read? Have you read
No,
any?
I haven't.
Bro, you have to read it.
Yeah, I know.
I couldn't wait, bro. I couldn't wait. And then it's like the manga. It like most manga, they feel like they're like a season ahead. It feels like it's like 2 seasons ahead when you read.
Yeah.
Like it's like super far ahead, and it's like it's amazing. That's what I
hear. Number 4. Trying to think. Hold on. I got my computer right here. I'm gonna look at, because it's hard going off the top of your head sometimes. I'm gonna look at the things that I've done, because I only do music that inspires me as far as anime. Yeah. I'd have to say, you know what? This is hard. Because it really, number 4 is the second half of a show. Number 4, like it turned me, which is Hunter. Yeah. It turned me. The second, like the Chimera arc, made it put it from way like mid to me to like all the way like in the top ranks. I don't know, something about that. And then I'd have to say, I'm sorry, what were you saying?
No, I said I feel you on that.
And then I have to say, I'll be honest with you. I gotta say, I love Demon Slayer, man. Demon Slayer is probably, I'd say, rounds out my 5.
1 second, sir.
I can't tell if that's good or not.
He's going to get something. Oh, he's going to get Tanjiro.
Hey, let's go. Dude, I just hey, let's go. Let's go. I love animes. And again, I think one of the things that really endears me to animes is when they do have that comedic element to it. So like Zenitsu like popping out of it and be like, who did this? You know what I mean? That like what's the name?
Nigga, you did it.
Inosuke, saying like, calling Tanjiro the wrong name. Like even like One Punch Man. I would say like One Punch Man is right there on the 6th, and then Mob Psycho is right at my 7th. Because I love One Punch Man. I just love the humor. I love that stuff too. So yeah, that's my list.
Hey man, I commend you. It was a phenomenal list. You got no hate from me on this.
Sounds pretty good from this end.
There's no hate on this end. Only thing, bro, you have to read. The reason why I say you have to read, you gotta read My Hero, and you have to read Demon Slayer, because Demon Slayer's done.
Yeah.
And you have to read, bro.
I think that's my problem though. It's because I have to, because it's different. I can't watch anime really in an enjoyable sense. Like I do enjoy it, you know what I'm saying? But it's always for a purpose, for like work. It's like an assignment.
Yeah.
So if I get ahead, it's one of those things where I can't rap about it anyway because there's no show for it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel you.
It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I feel it. It's a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
It's a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
So let's talk about your channel in a sense.
Okay.
So, remind us how long it's been since you took this channel serious, and then how long did it take for you to really gain some traction in terms of where you are today?
I really started taking it serious, like I said, about 3 years ago. 3 years ago,
okay.
Was when I started like being like, this could be something, right? And it's funny. I was talking to Aaron about this. I was just like, I think my only goal in life is if I could just pay one bill. If I could pay one bill with my with the rap and the music and stuff like that, I'll feel like I will have succeeded. Because it's just like it has that real life correlation, that real life translation. And then after that 3-month mark, actually, really, one of the people who really inspired me back in the day was Fable, because me and Fable came up together. And we've been talking since, for like almost 4 years now, me and Fable. It's one of those things where he started getting into production, right? And I was just like, no, I'm just going to lease beats. I'm just going to do this. And then he kind of put me on that path where I was like, all right, well, let me try it. Let me see what I can do. And then that's when I really fell in love with it. So that was 2 years ago when I started really producing my beats on a regular schedule. And when I started getting serious about it, I would say about 2 years ago, that's when it started making moves. Slow but steady, right? No crazy big moves. I had a song, Cuphead, that gave me a lot of traction. That was like my first, like, I would say, break, essentially. Microsoft retweeted it. It was Phil Spencer, he retweeted it.
And what was that song about?
Cuphead, the game?
It's a game. It's a game.
Yeah, it's a Cuphead rap. That was back when I was doing video game raps.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah, like literally, Xbox retweeted it, and then the vice president retweeted it and said, like, yo, check this out. So if that, like,
when
really,
you know you hard. That's when you know you hard. That's when you know you hard. That's how you know you hard. When a company named Microsoft retweets you, that's how you know you hard.
and you know what's funny is, by today's standards, obviously, I think that was the first song where I was like, okay, I can do this. You know what I'm saying? I could turn this into something. And then ever since then, see, I talk about my peers, and obviously, I'm very happy with the community that I have, because it was very hard built, and I feel like we're a very dense community. Like, there's not like, it's not like people all over the place. Like, we're all one. We're all here, right? Yeah. And that's what I wanted to build. And I think, it's funny. It's a double-edged sword. Like, I always wanted that big break where I just, I just careen up and get this crazy attention. But then I realized, through building a slow community, I built a harder community. I built a better foundation in my community than a lot of other people. A lot of my peers, I know a lot of my peers are just, they look at my community, they're like, man, it's crazy. It's dope. So it's just awesome. I love my people. And I think that's how we got to where we are now, man. We're just, we just do what we do. We just have fun and make music and, do interviews with Internet City.
Hey, man. That's how we trying to get it. Let's see. What's your next song? Do you have your next song planned out? What are you doing next? Because I know the 300K was like, that was the biggest thing on your mind. But where do you go from here with your next song and music wise?
Aizawa, Eraserhead. That's my next one. Then I haven't really decided past that, because really I was supposed to do Eraserhead this week, and then something happened in the back of my head. Something happened, and I was like, "Nah, I'm doing it this week." There was another case. You know what I'm saying? There was another case of somebody just saying something, and I was just like, you know what? I already hit 300K. Let's do this. Let's go.
We're not gonna show you what it is.
It's time to flex.
And where I would go from here, really, this was kind of a test for me. I want to see, because obviously the response is there, right? But I want to see how it does and kind of look at it, because I would love to do more original songs. I feel like it's really easy to speak from, my perspective. It's a lot easier than writing for nerdcore. I'll tell you that. Like, people, I never understood when artists are like, oh, it's easy to rap as Broly or whatever, or something like that. It's like, no, like maybe if you're just saying, I go berserk like Broly, like, I'm saying, like, basic stuff like that, you're just like referencing him. But if you're really trying to tell his story, it's hard. It's like, it's like you have to get into character. I have to do research. I have to make sure that I don't offend the millions of people that love Broly. You know what I mean? They'll light you up. It will light you up. So I would love to do a mix of, some original music, maybe one original song a month, and then just kind of like bump it in there. You know what I'm saying? I think that would probably be my dream, is eventually to be a hybrid, and do both, just because I love both. I want to say, and I feel like I have a lot of things to say from my past that might connect with some people, and I think at the same time, I also just want to, get away and not maybe think about something like that, and, do a cell rap or doing a no-skate rap or something like that. That's just fun. That's just mindless. Like, let's just have fun. Let's listen to this. Let's get into character and escape for a little bit. So
and that boils into what music and film and art really is. Like I had went in on a tangent one time on I think it was I don't think it was a tournament of power rap, but it was one of them where I was so mad. I was like, bro, this genuinely bothers me.
It bothers you that they don't get the
recognition,
yeah.
Because in my perspective, right, from my point of view, what music is, it's both a way to express yourself and a way to escape, right?
Yeah.
A lot of people, they tend to find vices to escape. You know, they'll turn to drinking, smoking, whatever, and whatever you do that. You feel me? Like, but at the end of the day, that certain escape that you find in music, that certain escape you get from music, is genuinely something that can't be beat. And it always goes back to I'll never forget. In high school, I was a senior. Most of my friends had a car. They're driving to school. I'm getting on the bus and I'm riding the bus to school. And I'll never forget, I had these little fake beats I bought off of like DH Gate for like $99, but they look like the studios. And I never forget, I'd always cut on just listening to music, escaping the world, escaping all the shit that was going on, going to school. And that kind of what music always is. And the thing is, when you listen to your music, right? So like when you listen to like anything you've done, the one thing that I've been going back to recently that you've done it was the collab you did with Game Boy, the Perfect.
Yeah,
it's played every day. I play it every day. And it's such a, when you hear it and you feel it, you feel the escapism. You feel the ability to escape whatever it is. And that's why a lot of people, they get into anime, they get into all this stuff, it's for escape. And I that's one thing I truly love, that you can feel that. It's one thing, like, I'm gonna be hyped regardless. I'm gonna turn up. But when I feel it, it's so good. And I appreciate it so much. And that's one thing I love in your music, bro.
And it's a combination of not only referencing or talking about the character, but the actual music and the delivery of the music. From the beat to the delivery of the vocals to the mix, it all makes you feel a certain type of way and allows you to escape.
Facts. And I'll never get over it. I'm gonna ask you about it every time I talk to you. What's up with this Miriam beat? That's the hardest beat ever, bro. That is the hardest beat. I'll never forget. I heard the beat the first time we. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. No, I was just gonna. So I thought, if you never forget, I thought you were. And sorry to interrupt. I really did want to talk about something though that you were talking about, and maybe again, I'm not sure who's going to be listening to this, but it's one of those things where, without getting into too much detail, the reason I am a nerd is I'm a product of my environment. I grew up in a place where I couldn't go outside, right? So what can you do when you can't go outside? You watch TV, you read comic books, you do all this stuff because it's one of those things. It's your escape, right? You hear bullet shots outside your door. You know what I'm saying? It's what do? You crawl into the bed, you read a comic book and you escape and you go to a different place. And that is what at its core, the person a lot of times that I'm rapping for. You know what I mean? It's those people that show that you can come from, wherever you come from and be able to put yourself into something. That's why, I mean, it's like one of those things too. Like I love movies, right? Like, and you talked about that sense of escapism.
Yeah.
Movies.
Yeah.
I'm a huge movie buff. So this essentially allows me to live out my dreams of being an actor for 2-3 minutes. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, bro, don't worry about that. I got you. Internet City, collab with Daddy Fat. We gonna make a movie. I'm telling you. We gonna figure this out.
Look, and that's what I'm saying. I'm living my dream, man. I get to make movies every week. You know what I'm saying? Little tiny movies. When you really think about it, like these films, I sometimes I sit back and I go, 500,000 times somebody decided that they wanted to watch this. 1 million times somebody decided they wanted to watch this. Yeah. And it's like, I think sometimes you get so caught up in with being better than you forget to just appreciate where you are now. And it's one of those things where I'm starting to do, like I said, I'm so excited for y'all to get going. And I see it happening. I see it building. I see the momentum in your guys' court. And it's one of those things where I can't wait to look back and be like, yo, I was on there. I was the first interview though. I know they got
Exactly.
I know they got The Rock on there, but I was the first.
Hey,
So,
man,
yeah.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
What you got on the list, man?
What else? What
You
else?
Slacking on you. Oh yeah.
Hey, man, I was feeling what he was saying. You know what I'm saying? He was talking to me. He was talking to me. I was-
If you can, off the top of your head, what's the biggest song on your channel right now? If you know.
Oh, it's probably an older one. I think it's probably like Freddy Krueger versus Michael Myers, I think. Hold on, I can do it right now. I ain't gonna go off the top of my head. It's right here. It is. That was back when I had like 3 stages. I did horror raps, I did horrorcore stuff, I did video games, and then I did animes. Don't you play that?
I just want to see. Okay,
Yo,
so
we're in a
Jason
different
versus
time.
Michael Myers. Okay.
Like, don't you dare do that to me.
Have you thought about
Revisiting some of these?
revisiting this because it's like October?
Dude, I actually
thought about
I
something like
actually thought about it.
And bro, it goes back to what me and you were talking about CPM and RPM. Halloween, bruh.
Dude, you just actually sparked something in my head. Here live on an interview. I'm like, what if we did a horror cipher?
Exactly.
Can we host it? Let Internet City host it, bro.
I'm like,
I want to DJ Khaled. I want to DJ Khaled.
What if we did a 2020 horror cipher?
Bro, let's go. I could be the Joker. What you mean? Nobody kills the bat but me. What you trying to do?
Let me mull that over a little bit.
My boy got some horror hits on the channel. Okay.
Look, all I'm saying is these are gonna pop up on our channel in the next few weeks. I just need you to know that. we gonna check these out.
There are some, like I said, I really like. So some of them, right? It's in execution. The difference is, that like I like the idea. I like what I was going for, and that speaks to a lot of my music. But I didn't know how to make it happen. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't have the skill set to do what I had in my head. So it's funny, if I were to like remake it, I could absolutely make like, dude, it makes me like excited. I could do like a Michael Myers or a Jason rap. That'd be crazy. But I could do it the way that I want.
Do one of them. You have
You
to
said I
at
have to
least
do what?
do one of them. At least do one of them.
All right, you know what? All right,
this
you know
month.
what? You know what? Ooh, okay, all right. You got me cheesing a little bit. You got me thinking about it.
Now, speaking on what you just said, I can resonate with that, and Mike can actually vouch for this. But there's been several times where I filmed something, and in my head, I'm like, "Yo, this is gonna be hard," but on paper, like in the editor, it's shit.
You're like, could have did
So
better.
the worst thing that I've ever created, I think it's deleted everywhere off YouTube. I'm gonna have to double check before we release this video. But it's called a lizard problem. When it was so bad. And
What did you created a giant?
I made
Godzilla.
Basically, it was like the idea was phenomenal. It was the execution, and it was like, yo, what are the people who are working a regular 9 to 5 doing when Godzilla coming through the city? So I built a whole bro.
Hey, that is a dope idea though.
It's a dope ass idea. So basically, the film shows like 2 dudes who are drinking coffee. They are drinking water on break in a tall building, and they're like, "Hey, I heard we should evacuate or whatever." Godzilla walks in front of the building, blows breath at the building. It was supposed to look in my head. It was phenomenal. Execution was shit. That execution was shit. And it's always one of the things, bitch, you better not try to find it.
I'm not gonna try to find it.
It's one of those things like I can always go back and reference to, like, at least it's not this bad. And I was proud of it. I put it on Instagram. It was the hardest thing ever in my head. It turned out shit.
You know what's funny is you know I've done this before. Where I made a song, did it out, and I'm like, yeah, they gonna love this. And then for some reason, it's when I hit upload, I'm like, wait a second, that was trash. It's like I click upload and have like a moment of clarity. I'm like, wait a second. That was garbage. What am I doing?
I'm not gonna lie. I kind of felt like that with the skit we did, the Drake and Josh.
Oh, the Drake and Josh.
Like, I like it, but when we uploaded, I was like,
It was, bro, I'm not gonna lie. Like the Drake and Josh skit, I loved it. But when we uploaded, I was like, this doesn't look like what it looked like up here. It looked completely different. And then everybody was like, yo, we love it, part 2. And we was like,
but why?
All right. I guess part 2 on the way. Like, another question I got for you. What are some of your inspirations in music, and how do you week over week continue to improve?
I think I say the person who influenced me back in the day the most was Eminem. Eminem was always my favorite. That was my guy forever. And then, but I have a whole bunch of influences now that I'm producing. It's changed a lot. So I would say Joyner is my current favorite. I love Joyner Lucas. Kendrick is a close, very close second is Kendrick. You know, for me, and I'm not saying Joyner is the best. I'm just saying just for what he does, and his love is flow. That's my thing. I love a good flow. So I would say those two. I would say Joyner probably is the one where I'm like, you know, how do I get that kind of a sound and a you know what I mean? How do I make that happen without like completely biting everything that he does, right? So I would say that's the person influenced me. Production wise, I would have to say Timbaland is the person that drives the because I like bounce. I like a lot of I like a lot of you know a lot of this, a lot of that. And then Dre for his sonics, for how he makes things. So Timbaland for his outside of the box thinking of what percussion and drums can do, and then Dre for his sonics, for how it hits, how hard it hits, how you know all that stuff, and how it's like timeless, right? Like I think that's what I want to do. I want to be able to have the ability, you know, eventually to make music that somebody could pop in and be like, hey, y'all remember Daddy Fat Snaps back in the day when he was doing this? Listen to this, and they pop it in and it still hits. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, those are I would say my biggest. Those are the ones closest to my chest.
That brings up where did the name come from? The Daddy Fat Snaps.
That bro, I've always not when I first heard your name, because we talked about this about how I was first introduced to your music.
Yeah.
the one fan, and when he was like, check out Daddy Fat Snap, I thought he was saying Daddy Fat Snaps, like he go hard. Like I thought it was you know what I'm saying? I was like, oh, okay, bet. Let me look into it. So how did the name come about?
It's so simple. It's so simple. It's like boring. It's like my Uncle Al. He I would snap like we were doing something, right? And like I said, I come from it's just you know. I mean, you guys know I come from the hood, right? So of course everybody has something to say. So you know, snapping, and he was like, "Man, boy, you got some meaty snaps on you." Daddy Fat Snaps. No, it was just fat snaps. It was like fat. So he was like, "Boy, you got some fat snaps." He's like, "Boy, snap on me." And he's like, "Boy, you got some fat snaps." Al, that's what he did that. He said you got the fat snaps, and then it morphed into Daddy Fat Snaps. And shout out to Al. I don't know if he's gonna watch this, but we gonna
send it to him. We gonna find him and send it to him.
I know he wants his cut. But Al's been a huge influence in my life back. I was just a random shout out for him. He you know, for a while there, he was the dude I went to talk to every single day and spend time with. So yeah, that was Al's a big part of my life. So when I was thinking of how to when I started this channel, I'm like, dude, you know, I got to come up with something that nobody's heard, something a little bit different. It was the first thing that popped in my head. I was like, oh, like I already have a nickname, Daddy Fat Snaps. Let's just do that. And the rest is history.
Yeah. I mess with it.
So, I know you kind of talked about where you want the kind of channel to go, but where do you want your career to go? Are you trying to go? Because I know everybody's goal isn't to go mainstream necessarily, but is that one of your goals?
I mean, I think it'd be cool. I see a lot of people though, and this is what people don't get. Like mainstream, yes, it is. It's nice to have your name in the lights and like all that stuff. Cool. But I see a lot of people living way better than the mainstream artists that are able to do much more and make way more money in our community than these artists that are so lauded and praised and all that stuff. And yet I still see them, like, obviously we're all hustling, but hustling just to make ends meet. So it's one of those things where I'm like, dude, like, you don't. So basically, you can have the benefit of doing well for your life, being able to take care of your family, and not have any of the stress of being a public figure. You know what I mean? So I'm like, I often think about it. I'm like, yeah, mainstream is cool, but I love my community. I don't ever need to go mainstream to do that. And if anything, if I wanted to go mainstream, I would love to go mainstream. Obviously for music, but I mean for rapping and stuff. But I would really like to really get in touch with those people who need like production and mixing and mastering and stuff like that. Like that is long-term thinking. That is, I'm not gonna be rapping when I'm 50. You know what I'm saying? Unless you're Eminem. I'm not gonna be rapping when I'm 50. So I need a long-term plan. What can I do consistently for the rest of my life? And producing, like people always want a dope beat. They don't care how old you are. They just want to make sure
you can produce it.
Yeah. If you can produce, you're valuable. If you can audio engineer, you're valuable. And you could do that to your 80. I know some of the best mixing and mastering engineers are in their 60s and 70s. You know what I'm saying? So it's one of those things where that's my long-term thinking is to, put my music out there enough that people are like, yo, you made this? Like, can I hop on one of your beats? And then, let's go. Let's do it.
Have you ever thought about having a studio outside of home?
I have. You guys actually made me think about that. Just having a place where you absolutely are invested in work, and that's why you're there. That's what you're there to do. You don't have any of your creature comforts in your nearby area. Not that I I don't falter with that at all. Like I'm always working, so I don't have a problem with procrastinating or doing any of that stuff. But it's just nice to be in that mindset when you walk through the door. You're like, I'm here to work. This is my job. You know what I'm saying? So that would be
away from home.
Yeah. But I will say, the benefit of not doing that, for me at least, is I got to see my son grow up. Who gets to do that? You know what I'm saying? Like who gets to, like I was like, dude, if I have to go back to working at some point, I could never get that time back that I got with my son for the first year. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I worked 14, 15 hours a day, easy, prior to this. And it's one of those things where all that time I never could have gotten back. And I've literally been able to see this man grow. I've seen him like stand up and like all these milestones I haven't missed. So, it's one of those things where I'm like, I like the idea of a studio, but I got so much out of being at home doing this.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. And bro, you're awesome, man. You're awesome. But one thing that you said, it really struck a chord with me was about longevity, right?
Yeah.
Working towards longevity.
Building something that's not just for the moment.
Yeah, and that's what me and you had talked about in regards to even our channel, how we're looking to not just do gameplay, but to eventually branch out into, talent, branch out into the films, and even like how me and you talked about, not to put you on the spot, but they got to know what we're working on. How I was saying about, eventually at one point in time, I want you to score for the series, or I want you to, come up with some tracks for a series or a short film we do. Because like you said about longevity, and I think this is something that isn't widely talked about, that even though life is in the moment now, you have to be able to present yourself and do things for the future. You have to think not just about today, but what about tomorrow?
Yeah.
What can I do tomorrow? Because like you said, you can't be rapping till you're 50, but you could be producing till you're 80.
Yeah, exactly.
So that mindset of and that boils down to hustle. I'm always gonna hustle. I'm always gonna grind,
And learn.
and learn. But the mindset and to have the wherewithal to I have to continue to be able to put myself in positions where I can execute and go above and beyond is something that's truly admirable and it's truly awe inspiring. And I love that, bro. Like I tell you all the time, man. Even though you don't like the rap per se, I go back to the Infinity War rap every now and then just to see you coming off from work. And yeah, man, I'm so happy to see. I'm happy what everybody did on the song. Woo woo woo, and I just go listen to something. I listen to the whole song, then I go listen to something new.
Yeah.
Just to see that yo, this is where I was. I was grinding because not even 4 months ago, me and Mike was at a shitty job. Like
Freaking FedEx.
FedEx. Like Mike has footage of me wrecking a truck. like you know what I'm saying? Just for that transition of here, and just like you said, like I don't have kids right now. But one thing I do want when I do have kids, like you said, I want to be able to see those moments. Yeah. I want to be able to, like, one thing, when I have a kid, I want a son, and I want a son for one reason. I want him to have my laugh. I just want him to come in the room, I look at him, what you doing, man, and he just busts out laughing, and I bust out laughing. That's all I want. After I get that in life, I'm happy. But that's what I want to see. I want to be able to be a part of my child's life when I do eventually have one. And that boils down to always thinking about the future, always thinking about longevity, man. And I love that you have that mindset because a lot of people don't.
So, with all that said, what do you have to say, or just what is your first piece of advice to somebody that's new in the nerdcore community? They're trying to do these anime raps, these video game raps, or whatever, and they're like, "Yo, Daddy Fat Snaps, look, how did you do it, man? What can I do? What should I do?" What is one of the first things you tell people?
I think the biggest thing, and this is the advice I always give, is always stay learning. Always stay learning, because all the rest of that stuff will come with it, right? Eventually, if you are good enough at what you do, people will notice, and people will tell other people, and other people will tell other people, and other people will tell other people, and you'll grow. But it's just a matter of you being good at what you do. I think the big thing is like a lot of people are like, yo, like, you know, I'm doing all these songs, I'm doing all this stuff, and nobody's seeing me, right?
Are they good?
Yeah. It's like, are they good, first of all? But even if you put out if you're unmotivated because you get 200 views on a song, but it's excellent, you have to think about when people actually do find you and you get that break, you have a beautiful catalog for them to look at, right?
Exactly.
So even if right now you're not doing it, the thing that gets the subscription is not the first video they watch, it's the second one, and it's the third one,
the
fourth one, and then they decide, oh, I'm going to subscribe. This isn't just a one-off.
I like these guys.
Yeah. So it's like
it's
one of those things where you're like, so you always have to be consistently putting out a good product, but the way that you do that is learning your craft, right? I'm telling you, without joking, without exaggerating, I spend at least an hour a day learning about whether it's production, whether it's studying, you know, a rapper's song, whether it's on like this now these producers, they're like doing Twitch streams where they're literally giving you all the secrets. They're literally breaking down tracks, showing you how they're mixed, showing you what they did. So there's no excuse anymore. There's no excuse when the industry was cut off to people. There's no excuse to not learn, and you can do it with stock plugins and the things that you have. You know what I mean? It's not necessarily like I hear a lot of people, oh, I don't have the plugins, I don't have the tools, blah, blah. I'm like, dude, I've mixed whole songs with Ableton stock like plugins. You know what I'm saying? It's not about that. It's about learning and growing, and then learning how to work with the tools that you were given. When I first started making music, it was not good. It was not good, right? Mm-hmm. But I had a phone and I had a computer that had iMovie on it. So I was like, look, I don't know how to record. I don't know what to do, but I'm just going to do it because this is what I'm passionate about. You see a lot of people waiting. Oh, when I get that mic, I'm going to be dope. When I get that interface, I'm gonna be dope. When I get that camera, when I get that, and it's always when I get that. And it's like, no, do what you can now. Learn with what you can now, so that when you have these amazing tools, like you can actually take a hold and really have a mastering kind of understanding of what you do and how you live. You know what I mean? Like for me,
exactly.
I mean, I'm sorry, I'm going on a run on, but it's
go for it. Go for it. We here.
But it's one of those things because I worked with shitty tools. When I have amazing tools, I really know how to use them now. Like I really know what to do with them because I worked with this shitty plugin, that didn't do anything and was terrible and sounded bad. So when I get that pristine stuff, it's like, oh, I really know how to make this happen now. And that's what happened. I worked with all the, the terrible stuff. And then I started adding to my library. And that's my other point, is invest in yourself. I see a lot of people.
For sure.
Dude, I see a lot of people that tell me, Daddy Fast Snaps, I don't have a good plugin, but I'm like, bro, you brought Ghost of Tsushima. You know what I'm saying? You bought NBA 2K21. You know what I'm saying? Like how come you're so willing to give somebody else your money? Like you should be putting that money back into your business. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's one of those things. I would say that invest in yourself, calm down, chill at the bar. If you have something that you want to do, make your life about that. And then everything else will come with that. If you want women and all that stuff, make yourself presentable and successful. They'll come. You know what I'm saying? It's the same.
If y'all looking, this is what y'all need to know. If y'all looking for a lady, Lady Fast Snaps putting y'all on game.
A lot of people don't know that it's like they see people like us doing either music or reactions or shooting videos or doing whatever.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know. Like in my case, and even Aaron's, this is all we're doing. Like, unless we have a job to go to or, have to go to a family event or something, this is what we're doing. We're not doing something that we have to do. We're making videos or editing videos or making music or like we're putting all of ourselves into making this become what you see today.
Yeah.
So you can't be lazy with it.
And like and even going back to the tools, we have a little cupboard over here. On this little cupboard, I have my first real camera. And me using the camera was shit. And it was because I didn't know how to use it. It was horrible, bad at low light, whatever. The more and more I used it, the better I got. At the end of the day, it was still shitty quality, but it was a good camera. So when I transitioned to the G7, a really good camera. A lot of people say, G7's not a good. No, the G7 was a phenomenal camera with the speed boost.
Yeah.
Now I'm with the Canon ESRP. Big boy. I'm here.
Yeah.
And it's all about continuing to get better, continuing to move forward, continuing to learn.
But that's the thing, though. Sorry to cut you off. But that's the thing, though, right? Is I guarantee you, when you got that RP, because of the experience that you had prior, you knew how to make terrible low light cameras work. So when you got a good camera that could handle low light, you were able to frame it in such a beautiful way and make it look just that much more pristine because you had been through the crap. You had been through the bad tools. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Like that's all I wanted to say. Sorry.
So here's something for you. So what are some of your shortcomings or some of your fatal flaws?
Fatal flaw. I would say the number one thing that I've had to really focus on is the catchy hook aspect, because it's always been an afterthought to me. It's never been on the forefront of my mind when I'm making a song. Like the way I think about it is I used to make the beat. Then I used to really focus on the lyrics and what I'm going to say. And then when I'm done with all that, then I started making the chorus and like all that stuff. And by then, like, I'm drained, my resources are tapped out. And then I started realizing the reason why a lot of these other songs are becoming so like doing so well is because they have that earworm. And I was like, dude, if I could find that earworm, if I can do that, then there's nowhere to go but up, essentially, from there, right? And that really that thought process, it's funny you say you like Miroim. It started with Miroim. Like that's where I was like, I need to make a change in what I'm doing. And that's through constructive criticism that I've received. That I need to make a change in that and make something that can get people to vibe essentially on the chorus and stuff like that. I feel like that was always the point that I wanted to work on the most. And I would say that would be the one thing, and that's what I'm moving towards now.
Okay, so I got 2 last questions for you. This one right here, what are you reading or learning right now?
Really, I've gotten deep into music theory. I am literally every I don't know why I keep saying literally. That's weird.
It's a great word. Literally, it's a great word.
I've done now I'm trying to avoid it in my head. I've done all this music that I've done prior has all been by ear. I my God.
You gotta start saying absolutely.
I hop on my keyboard, I hum it out. I'll be like, you know, and then I play it out. I find the keys, and whatever is happening is just my inspiration in the moment. And what I found about hold on, my wife is trying to call me.
Oh, you're good.
What I found is that by learning music theory, it opens up all these different avenues and things that I can do essentially. Hold on, let me just write this down. It opens all these different pathways that I didn't realize were available to me. And it's almost like a cheat code. You know what I'm saying? It gives you it almost tells you what the melody should be.
Yeah, and that goes back to us. I don't know about you, but when I was learning to color grade, I had to learn about colors that complement each other.
Exactly.
So like orange and teal. The orange and teal look went stupid online because they complement each other so well. So that goes into I think it's called color theory actually. Where the theory of what colors make you feel and how they correlate with each other. So I get you
all
on
that stuff. Yeah. So diving back into the community. So I know you said you started with you and Fable came up together. Who else is some of your close knit community brothers, you could say, that you kind of interact with?
That I interact with frequently?
Yes.
Yeah.
I would say so. Fable, Game Boy, Divide are the 3 that I talk to all the time. Those are the 3 that are constantly on the phone with and spending a lot of time, like 2, 3, 4 hours on the phone with. I would then say, I think there's a couple of people though that are starting to get into that circle a little bit more. I think Dizzy is somebody that is now like becoming a part of our nerdcore community. So that's amazing to see him because he's such a talented artist. He's incredible. Bro. Amazing pickup.
Bro,
you know,
Dizzy. What was the what cipher was that? Was it the villain cipher? No, the Saiyan cipher. The Saiyan cipher. Dizzy on the Saiyan cipher. Oh my god.
Oh yeah.
Oh
and
my
then on
god.
Jotaro Drip.
That was oh my god.
Stupendous.
I got the order. Now hit up the next. Yeah.
But go ahead.
He Dizzy. He's incredible. He has so much range. So that's one of those things where I'm like, I hope that he decides to, continue to make music in the nerdcore community because that's what we need. We need people pushing the genre forward, and the more people we get like that, it's not like you're infringing on my space or whatever. It's more of a like you're bringing relevancy to nerdcore. You're making people go, oh man, these people out here snapping. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And making everything that we do elevating nerdcore as a whole, which ultimately, if nerdcore is on this platform, then we all shine. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
exactly. Do you see it becoming? Because right now it's like nerdcore. You got the individual rap. So you got maybe y'all pick a character or y'all pick a show. Mostly it's characters right now. Pick a character, make that rap. You got the ciphers, and then you got the rap battles. Yeah. Do you see it going anywhere else outside of those 3 main type of avenues of the community right now?
I'm not really too sure. I mean, I feel like, in normal, typical rap circles, those are the 3 that you kind of have. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
People that do their songs, do the rap battles, they do that. So I don't think there's anything that's going to really shake up the formula. What I do see is people being, what I do see is people like taking it to another level, right? And being on par with the mainstream. And I think people have already seen that shift with Nerdcore. I think that's what people should be looking out for. It's just the fact that you're going to be playing, your Drake and your Kendrick, but then you're going to be playing Nerdcore. You're going to be playing somebody, you're going to be playing your Fable. You're going to be playing Busy. You're going to be playing, these people that divide, what I'm saying, right along with the rest of your playlist. And it's going to be socially acceptable that you do so. You know what I'm saying? That's where I'm looking for Nerdcore to go.
Yeah, because I could see it being something bigger than it already is. Because it's already big, but see it being something way bigger than it already is.
Yeah. And 2 questions did pop up in my head before the last question.
Okay.
One being, do you see? Is there any nerdcore artists that are up and coming that we should keep our eye out for? And 2, I'm gonna remember 2. So that's the first one. I'm remember 2.
Breton boy. He's on my Mob Psycho track. That boy, once he's such a good writer, and he understands the delivery and he understands his accent because he's like from the UK. He understands how to command his accent, and it has such a good tone to it. You'll see when you watch Mob Psycho. I think he's up next, and then after you watch the Mob Psycho, you should watch his Zenitsu rap. His Zenitsu rap bangs bangs with the best of them. So Breton for sure. That's somebody who I would say, like, right off the top of my head, that's somebody I'd keep an eye on. I think he's gonna be a big one.
Okay, bet. Now my last question, it goes back to what you were saying about wanting to start producing a little bit more of yourself. I remember talking with you on the phone, talking about how I would essentially a viral kit. So I would talk to certain artists saying, hey, bro, this would be a good move for you to do this. If you do this, I'm pretty sure it will go.
Yeah.
One thing that I was wondering if you would even just think about doing is, like, say, for example, if we got a Drake song that's trending, right? Get like do a remake of the instrumental, spit a quick 16 on it, and release that to your channel. Like something, a quick little freestyle to something, and I think that in itself will start being able to give you that range and ability to start leaking more of yourself out there.
Yeah.
And then also it's a growth hack because niggas look for Drake every day. So they're like, yo, who's this cat? He got 300K this video. Who is this?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So would that be something you would consider looking into or even spitting on?
You're saying what? You said what, the freestyle?
Yeah, not like a free or
like a remake.
Like a remake, spitting to like
a
hot song.
I hear what you're saying. Yeah. I like the like you see like Joyner and them doing where he's like spitting on, but yeah, absolutely, I'd be down to do that for sure. I think that'd be good for exposure and again, one of those things where obviously I wouldn't be able to monetize it, but what's the real value in getting your name out there and getting respect for people on the scene? So yeah, absolutely, I'd be really open to that for sure.
Yeah. And then the way you could monetize it is if you produce the remake yourself.
Yeah, you can use the cover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, bro, we all about it. We here. We do this.
So you had the last question you said?
Yeah, this is the last question.
Okay.
What's something that most people don't know about you?
Something most people don't know about me.
I got him, Bob. I got him.
I know the first time I've been silent. I would have to say, that I had like 3 separate lives. Essentially, I was a Division I basketball player. I won Freshman of the Year in the league. I had a contract to play in Italy, but I injured my ankle, so that's the thing that put me on this path. Interestingly enough. And then I did like not professional, but I was a nationally what do you call that? I went to nationals for bodybuilding. It was for men's physique. for a while. I did that bodybuilding for a really long time. So I'd say those are the two things.
How old are you right now?
I ain't putting that out. I ain't trying to tell them. I'll tell y'all.
My bad.
Man, hey man, I appreciate you. Thank you for stopping by, bro.
Sure,
Nothing
man.
but love,
Sure.
man. Keep doing what you're doing, bro. You know.
If you're watching this to the end, folks, comment. What should they comment? What? I'll let Daddy Fat pick. What should they comment?
If they watch it to the end, what we comment?
What we comment?
Square up. Do that.
Square up. Square up. If you watch to the end, comment square up, because that means you a real one and we squaring up with all the fake motherfuckers. The imposters out here. You feel me?
Yeah.
Imposters among us, goddamn me. But
anything else you want to say before we hop
shout
off,
out
man?
to social media or anything like that, brother?
Yeah, man. I'm pretty much, you type in Daddy Fat Snaps anywhere, you're gonna find my stuff, man. Thank you all so much for having me on. Sorry, I know obviously towards the end I got the phone call and such, but I really had an amazing time. I think that, again, you guys are up next, and I wanted to be a part of, I wanted to be a part of it. I love being a part of people that work and the people that, have that vision and have that drive. You absolutely do have it. And I'm excited to see where you all go from here. I'm super excited that I have some little part of being a part of your guys' legacy. So thank you so much for inviting me. Thank you for being the first on here. And I'm glad that we did the breakdown. It's the first time I've done something like this too. So it's a new experience for all of us. Much love to your crew and to mine. Anybody who's watching this from my people. But yeah, that's really all I got, man. Thank you so much for having me on.
No
Thank
problem.
You,
Thank you for coming. That's gonna do it, y'all. If y'all want to see more, let us know who we should invite on next, because we got some folks that said they want to do it. So we gotta get them in there.
Yeah.
You feel me? So we'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.